recruit kids from outside of our borough, outside of our city, to come into the building. It's just an unnecessary and unwarranted intrusion on one of the strongest homeowner communities in this state, in this country. It's totally unnecessary. So, Madam Borough President, with all due respect, I would hope that you vote no on this project and encourage every level of government to vote no on this project as well. I want to remind the community that this is just one stop. The BSA meetings will be scheduled, and I would hope that we stay vigilant and turn out to those meetings as well as you've turned out to this meeting this morning. Again, I want to congratulate all of you for taking the time to come out today, and we need to, as I pledged earlier, to Cambridge Heights Civic meeting, I'm going to personally contribute to the legal defense fund to ensure that this project can be addressed in every proper manner, with as diligent and thoroughly as possible to ensure that it's not built. Thank you very much.
So the BSA hasn't settled yet. Okay, Assemblywoman, do you want to go now? That'd be great, thank you. Assemblywoman Alicia Hyman.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our Borough President, to the community residents who I know took time off of work today. I see Community Board 13 members in the meeting, as well as some PTA parents from 176. So this is how important this issue is to this community, which is why we're all here. At a time when we see atrocities that have been committed around the world, we are blessed with the liberties that this country offers us. We are blessed with the freedom to practice our religion. This city, this state, especially this borough of Queens, we know is the example to the rest of the world as to what can happen in such a place. Having said that, we are accepting of sexual orientations, your religion, race, religions in this state, in this city, in this borough. However, what we don't do is impinge or restrict or force upon anyone structures in which we do not think would benefit the total community. In Cambria Heights and in Laurelton, this has impacted all of you already and will continue to do that. We are not, the projections that were just extrapolated could go well beyond the 330 persons that the gentleman mentioned. So to use those figures and facts at this point is really a moot point. This facility would not be welcoming to all of the community. It would not be a place where you could hire, rent, or use it for your benefits in the Cambria Heights community. As the senator has said, which I will not belabor, the community residents have expressed their opinions. Community Board 13 has voted no. I, as the Assemblywoman, that this facility would definitely impact the constituents of my community. I'm against this facility and will remain steadfast with all of you to make sure that this does not happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So I want to just note for the record that Assemblywoman Clark has also written a letter of opposition, which should go officially into the record as well. We're going to now hear from Rabbi Shem Tov. I think it is important to understand why the applicant has chosen to apply at this location. And clearly the proximity to the Rebbe's burial ground is important. So let's hear from Rabbi Shem Tov. I'm going to ask, if you can, that we keep the testimony down to 3 minutes or so, because the applicant's already gone, and I appreciate that. And then afterwards, we're going to hear from everyone as well. Can you look forward?
Adam. We have a class of the school. We're just going to ask them to sit down for 2 minutes while we speak, and then they're going to go back to school. Adam, bring the kids in.
Okay, we're going to limit your testimony to your testimony. So if you can go,
2
that would be
minutes.
great.
That's it.
If you can speak, that would be great.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what, are they talking about school kids?
We have 8 children that we brought from school.
Okay.
Yeah. The planned building is immediately adjacent to roughly a square mile where almost 500,000 Jewish people have been buried over an entire century, dating back almost to the First World War. Rabbi Joseph Isaac Schneerson, the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, was buried in the 1950s. The purpose of this project is to build a facility for a school that was established in the honor of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Schneerson, a year after his passing, to provide education for children. By all accounts, Rabbi Schneerson is the most well-known and distinguished Jewish leader of America today in history. This is not just another communal need where we have many options and can build it wherever convenient. The location and purpose of this facility, as the borough president mentioned, have critical importance to the Jewish world. The school will be educating two types of children. The younger students are children of Chabad Lubavitch families in the vicinity and nearby neighborhoods. The older students spend their early years at home, learning online through another one of our programs known as the online school. These older students are the children of Rabbi Schneerson's emissaries from around the world, who he has sent out to small communities where there is no Jewish presence or education. This was and is one of Rabbi Schneerson's specialties, outreach, to send out his disciples to places where there were no rabbis and no education and provide Judaism to the people of their new communities. To date, Rabbi Schneerson has over 4,000 Jewish emissaries around the world. This school facility, which represents him and was built in his honor near his resting place, is where the children of the emissaries who continue his work should come to be educated and continue his legacy. I want to thank you very much for your help.
We want to thank, hi guys. Welcome to Borough Hall.
Thank you.
We hope this was a good experience for you to see how people come together and testify and talk about what community needs. And we welcome you here today. Okay?
These are one of the 20 classes that we have currently. We used to be right near in these three homes. I have an album here of all the classes, the way they used to be in these facilities, but we have to move. And please God, when we build the building, we'll be able to take them back to this place. And you're all invited to visit.
Thank you very much for your testimony. We thank the kids for coming in today. We always love seeing kids in Borough Hall. If you ever run for office, wait till we're all done so you don't run against us. Good to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi, very much. We have been joined by Councilman Danique Miller. And so we'd like, what? Where are you going? You want to testify? I don't know. You testify? You just, you're going to listen for now? Okay. He's going to yield for a few minutes while he catches his breath because he just walked in. And so let's hear from the community board, please, if we can. Mark McMillan is the new district manager for Community Board 13. Not a stranger to Borough Hall.
Good morning, Borough President, Council members, State Senator, and Assemblywoman, and community. I'm here on behalf of Community Board 13. The Community Board has held two very big forums where the community came out in bulk. One was in October, one was in September, and the Community Board voted 38-0 unanimously to oppose this variance. Just a couple of things that I think are important to note from our resolution. The building has, and I think Sheldon said it very well, there's a lot of, it goes to the limits and above the limits of all of the zoning that the community fought very hard for. It's 2 stories higher, the scope is really large. There's no community facility for the people of the community. And the existing location, it would infringe on the rights of the people who live there. Many people are here, and I've heard your testimony, and you talk about the way the people who attend this particular facility have not respected your property rights. One thing I want to make sure that and everybody here understands is that this is not about religion. This is, as the borough president said, this is about a particular building being put up in the community that goes beyond what the community has presently, and the community board are vociferously opposed to this particular building. The problems come not only with the size of the building, but the amount of people who are going to be coming there, students not knowing how the students are going to be utilizing the area, not knowing if there's enough facilities for the students, and most importantly, the way the community and the lifestyle of the people who live there will change. So, Community Board 13 has voted, again, unanimously 38 to zip to oppose this particular variance, and on behalf of Brian Block, the board chair, I want it noted on the record that the Community Board opposes this.
Thank you very
Thank
much. John, I already talked about Assemblywoman Clark's letter. Do you want to testify anyway? Or?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay. So on behalf of Assemblywoman Clark, John Marsh.
First of all, the Assemblywoman regrets that she can't be here. So one thing that baffles us is this. When we got the original proposal attending this application, the thing that struck us most was we thought we read a phrase in there that Kareem Poulios also owns the properties up the street that are considered O'Hell, reception center. So now this conflating of, no, we are not the same group. We are very confused. So when we go back to the office, if we were not literate to the extent that we understood what we read, when we go back to the office, we will reread that proposal, and if we have misread it, we will apologize. However, we thought that was terribly clear. The Assemblywoman did ask me to come and read her statement into the record. She already has it, but she asked me to read it because she couldn't be here. Says, I'm writing to express my vehement opposition to the above captioned application submitted by Sheldon Lobel, PC, on behalf of Kareem Poulios. I am compelled to remind the borough president that in 2013, pursuant to application 35-11 BC, what we've now learned is this very same organization requested and received permission to violate several bulk regulations for an utterly out-of-character structure that will ultimately occupy what had previously been 3 separate zoning lots. Since this structure will only be approximately 100 feet from the even more out-of-character structure to be built on 3 additional zoning lots if this application is approved, it is more than fair to assert that approval of this application will not merely alter the low-density residential character of the surrounding neighborhood, but will indeed destroy it. Moreover, in the current application, the applicant advances the claim that this structure is needed to lessen the travel hardships of a group of students who now mostly commute from Crown Heights, Brooklyn to Valley Stream. Not only does this fly in the face of the fact that the commute from Crown Heights to the proposed location in Cambria Heights is longer by either public or private transportation, but it also continues a pattern of applicant making wholly unreliable representations as a means of achieving its ends. As such, absent substantiating documentation, reviewers of this application should give no weight to applicants' assertion that the building and operation of this structure will lessen the financial burden of Kareem Poulios. In the same vein, reviewers should reject applicants' effort to conflate the benefits to the whole community derived from any and all public schools and the resultant allowances made for such schools with the severely limited benefits of a facility operated exclusively for a selected group of mostly non-community transients. For these and many other reasons, I urge the borough president to reject this application. I do so not simply as an elected representative of a community nearly unanimous in its opposition, but also as one of those residents for whom the building of this structure will literally block the sunlight from shining into the windows of the home I worked so long to acquire and so hard to maintain.
Thank you, Mr. Marsh.
Amen.
So just for the record, we got a bunch of opposition testimonies. We have a few that are for it, so I'm going to try to weave them in as we go forward. Next, we're going to hear from Dwight Johnson of the Federated Blocks of Royalton. I want to note that I don't think they've introduced themselves, and I didn't introduce them. Irving Poy is head of land use for the Borough President's Office. Lisa Atkins is head of housing. John Hai is in land use. And I think many folks know Deputy Borough President Melva Miller. Is she a member of your group yet? She lives in Royalton. Pay my dues. Pay your dues? Pay your dues? Okay, just trying to help you out. Right?
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Good morning, everybody, and Borough President. This is such an important issue. So let's start with the fact that we were being told by the lawyer that one group is putting in the application and another group is going to build the building. You know, this seems like a camouflage. This seems like a deceptive practice of, in the end, how are we going to find out who actually owns this property or who's running what when there's a problem? Who do you go to? Those things aren't being answered. You talked about working together. I have never seen a member that said at any civic meeting or public meeting concerning what's going on in the community. So that's a falsehood. You know, it's not true. We coexist, and don't confuse coexisting with we get along. It's not the same. Then there's the consideration. Yes, churches have always been given a certain amount of consideration. But this piece of property that you're talking about to build this school goes way beyond just consideration. It's illegal, and it's going